Hey, welcome back to Danford Golf Instruction. Today we're going to talk about the one plane swing and the two plane swing. All right, what are the characteristics? What does a one plane swing look like? What does a two plane swing look like? I've done a video in the past about this, but we're going to just break this down into a little bit more detail. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our videos, give us a like, leave us a comment. We're going to talk about one plane, two plane, but then we're going to break it down even more, and I'll explain that here in just a second. The topic in this video is going to be the one plane swing and the two plane swing. What are some of the characteristics that we look for in a one plane swing and a two plane swing? But really what we're going to base it off of is a recent book that came out by Jim Hardy that talks about the one plane, two plane swing and the two different releases that go with each one of those swings. All right, we all know that the release, or basically from here to here, is probably the most important part of the golf swing. If we mess that up, we're going to mess up everything else. Right, and I looked all over the internet kind of for videos to help explain what those releases were. I didn't really find them anywhere, so this is what this series is really going to be based on, is helping us understand those releases a little bit more. And if you read the book, it is a little hard to understand. I've actually had to look at it quite a few times, and I do this for a living, so if you're just the average Joe kind of reading the book, you might get a little lost. So hopefully these videos help kind of clear that up for you. So today we're just going to talk about the two different swing planes and the characteristics that we look for in those swings. All right, I'll make sure I compare them also to tour players so you can see maybe this is somebody that you want to model after, maybe you want to model after this type of swing. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the single plane or the one plane swing. So when you take that club back and you get it to the top of your backswing, all right, a one swing plane is basically you take your original shaft angle, right, and when you get to the top, your left forearm should be at the same shaft angle. I'll make sure I somehow draw some lines on there to kind of explain it a little bit better. So that's really what a one swing plane is. We can talk about different bending over more, standing taller. Usually somebody with a one swing plane or a single plane, they might be a little bit more bent over. Okay, now so that is our one swing plane, basically original shaft, get it to the top, left forearm matches that shaft angle. Pretty simple. Two plane, they're usually going to stand up a little bit taller, and then you're going to see a second plane come from it. So you're going to see the club come back, and then you're going to see the arms start to lift higher. Right, so now you can see that my left forearm is more pointing at the ground than my original shaft angle. All right, so two plane is there, and then there's kind of more of a lift. I'm sure you can all kind of describe some golfer that you've seen that does that. Comes to mind first for me is going to be Tom Watson. All right, two plane swinger. All right, so those are the two just slight differences in the one plane and the two plane swing. Now the one thing that we have to understand is we're doing 3 videos on this. Each release that Jim Hardy talks about is going to match the one plane and the two plane. So if you're a two plane swinger and you're actually trying to come into impact with a one plane release, it's going to be really hard. And if you're a one plane swinger and you try to come into it with a two plane release, it's basically impossible. All right, so you could have really great angles, really nice looking swing, but if your release doesn't match your swing plane, you're going to struggle. So make sure you stay tuned for those. At this point in time, I'm going to do a review in the next few days on force pedals. All right, they just kind of came out. It is basically a way to teach you how to use the ground. So make sure you look for that video also. And then each week for the next 2 weeks following this, I'm going to drop a video down on the release that goes with which swing and how it looks like, what needs to happen to make you more successful. So if you haven't already, subscribe, like our videos, leave us a comment. And I really hope that these videos are going to help you kind of understand which swing goes with which release.